potato, peanuts, pajamas, popcorn. Pandemic! Well, what up guys, Andre and Crossbowers Mark here, and today it's a lovely afternoon, and you can see I'm sitting out here in the park chilling out, and that's right, we're actually in the park, so that's actually very good news. So like we were saying before, all these different areas that were locked down previously have been just starting to becoming open up now. So you can see actually behind me we're actually in the park, and there's a lot of people out and about. So it's a really nice afternoon here, and then it kind of like just feels like everything is actually good again. And then actually the only thing strange about it is that everybody's still wearing a mask, and they're enforcing it at the front gate here. You need to get your temperature checked, and you need to be wearing a mask. But other than that, it's actually a pretty nice afternoon here. And then you see what the little cherry blossom trees behind me. And today I want to talk about what the WHO, what we've been talking about before. They finally said it, the P word, pandemic. So initially what they were saying before is like that the WHO was saying that it's not going to make a difference what we're going to call this thing. But actually I think that after they said that, just like everything got real. So before, this was just like a China problem. A lot of people were just thinking this was a far away thing. It wasn't in their country. They didn't really, some guys might have expressed something. A lot of people were talking about China or looking at how China handled the situation, but nobody was really thinking about how they would react if it actually was in their backyard. But unfortunately now it's actually spread everywhere. So like the cases are just climbing like crazy. Every day is growing. There's more cases outside of China than inside of China now, and I think it's pretty much over. There's 100 and something countries now. It's spread everywhere. So do not doubt for a second that it's not in your place already. And the scary thing is, the real scary thing is that the numbers are way more than you think they are. You got to think about this. Is like the government was saying, like a lot of people were saying, oh, it's just overreaction and stuff like that. It's not a big deal. This is just like the common flu, things like that. We've been already faced this thing for the last like 7-8 weeks now, and then we've been used to sort of seeing how it's unfolding and seeing how the government responded. And this sort of thing is sort of, in some cases you can say that okay, it is, somebody might say it's an overreaction for shutting down everything, locking down everything. And at the beginning I thought that too. It was like it's a pretty extreme situation to do such a thing. But then actually when you see how contagious this thing is, how fast it can spread, then you'll see why. If it was if this issue wasn't a big issue, if it wasn't really so dangerous or so important, the government would, you got to think about, why would the government do such a dramatic action? And this is now going in other countries. I think before, a lot of the other countries weren't really paying attention. Once they mentioned this word, once they said pandemic, you could actually see exactly the same thing what I was talking about before, how the just-in-time method is just actually breaking down the system, where everybody's rushing to the stores are getting flooded, people just taking everything, and the hospital beds are just getting filled up already. So the main issue now is like, yes, I agree that the situation for a normal healthy person, the chance of you actually capturing it and dying from it is still fairly very low in the big picture. But actually but when you look at it, how the effect on society, like there's going to be more and more, even just that 1% that die over the next weeks and weeks and weeks. It's just going to get more and more and more, and just like people just flooding into the hospitals now. And basically the hospital cannot cope with so many people coming in, and the system cannot cope with so many more sick people. Maybe it's not you, maybe the younger people is not going to get affected, but they are going to pass it on to the older people, and then now you can see the virus, it's mutating. So actually a lot of younger people are getting affected. So the thing is, actually, if you didn't think it was so serious before, guys, you got to realize that it's a pretty serious thing. So serious, I would say that in our case, like as the thing unfolds every week, the situation just so many things happening, so many stories, so many different things. So many things have been happening around the world. I can't even keep up with all of the things that have been going on. And then this is truly what they call like a once in a lifetime situation. This is a big thing. This is not just like the common flu. The common flu just started. Okay, the common flu kills many thousands of people a year, that's true, but there's a vaccine for that. There's no vaccine for this. There's an amount of people that has already been infected is going to be more and more. There's tens of thousands of cases in every country. It's not what you see. It's not the number that you're seeing on what the official report is. The official report is only those that have been tested, and only those that have symptoms that feel like they're going in to get tested. There's thousands and thousands of people that are walking around and still have this virus that is spreading it around, that don't even have any symptoms, and they're spreading it to other people. So this is the scary part. And then if the people that died from it, if you weren't even tested for it, then actually the people that died and they weren't tested for this virus, then their death will be recorded down as like maybe just a common flu, and then nobody knows they're any different. But actually the reality is that they probably died of the coronavirus, but they didn't get tested, so they will never be written down as dying from the coronavirus. So in that case, all I can say is that it is a very, very dangerous. It's a very important thing. It's not something that's going to go away quickly. And like for people that want to say that how the prediction of how this is going to pan out, it's not just like a month or two, because in China you can see that it's actually went up because of the strict lockdown methods. Regardless whether it's completely, I don't know if the situation, like I said, I think we're at half time. I think we already reached the top of the curve and we're sort of like coming down from the other side. But even with the strict methods, that was already, look, it's already 3 months. We're 2.5 months, 3 months in anyway, and that's with the whole country locked down. But in the other countries where it's not locked down, it's going to be like spread. It's already spread everywhere. So actually containing the thing it's really hard to do now. So in that case, it's like that's the most dangerous part of all, is that it's not actually being able to be contained anymore. No country did like China. Italy just in the past week has basically shut down the entire country as well, but only after that long. But a lot of the other countries, like in the US or in Europe or something, the virus has already been there for weeks, months. It's already been brewing. So now they're only the next weeks you're going to see how it's going to be exponentially unfolding. It's going to be doubling. The numbers are going to double every 5 to 7 days. You're going to see the numbers going to be rising up. So this is the thing. This is not just like something that's cold and flu. A flu virus, influenza doesn't shut down the economies. It doesn't shut down whole countries. I'd rather say the government overreacted and said, oh, they enforced it too hard and then stopped the virus quickly, versus saying that, oh, we didn't do anything and then it just spread everywhere and just went crazy. Some people call this in the financial industry the black swan. The black swan is like a incident or a occurrence that is so rare and so disruptive to the system that basically just shuts down the whole economy. And I think that some guys are already calling this is the black swan of this era, because I think that we've never seen anything at this scale and for the next 100 years, maybe like the Spanish flu. So actually in some cases, like you can understand that this is not just like something that's gonna just go away quickly. It's gonna be here for many months ahead, and it's going to impact you really hard. So like, get ready, guys. This is not a joke. Shit just got real. So as the economy starts gearing back up, things are opening up. China is back on track to start getting going again, but it seems the rest of the world is slowing down and closing down. So as the China National Championships are coming to a close, there's a new game starting. The COVID-19 World Championships. Every country's invited. Get ready to play.